A great evening to you. Warm welcome to Prime Business. I am Pius Kojobaka. Trade policy think tank and consumer protection group CATS International has questioned the proposed margin for reduction in transport fares. The Ghana Private Road Transport Union has finally announced in a statement that fares will go down by some 15% beginning this Saturday. However, West Africa Director for CATS International, Piakusi Adumaku, says commuters should have been getting more than what has been announced.
I think it is not enough. This kind of reduction came from the transport operators, not through any independent economic assessment that came. In fact, when you do the computation, consumers should be getting something around 21% or so. But the driver union has become more like a cartel, and they decide how much they should reduce their prices. That is why I've been saying for many years that Ghana needs a competition law that will address the issue of price fixing and cartels. Because once people know that they fix prices and they cannot be dealt with, they will go ahead.
Executive Director for Environmental Management and Sustainable Energy, Benjamin Isian, has called for circumspection following Tulow Oil's announcement that it has commenced fresh drilling on the Jubilee field. According to him, while the announcement may be seen as a positive development for the country's oil industry, there is the need for transparency, accountability, and reasonable management of Ghana's oil resources. He spoke to Joy Business.
Maximization depends on contract signed. I believe that if we get fair contracts in some of these operations, and also injecting certain liquidity with respect to our national oil company in this drilling process, at the end of the day, we are likely going to get a lot of revenue from this upstream development. But if we do not sign good and fair deals, we are likely going to be shortchanged in this drilling development. So it is about us ensuring that there's that good governance in terms of contract signage, and also ensure that we partner well. Participation here means that we inject certain liquidity in our participatory interest, so that at the end of the day, if they are giving us some form of share based on that particular interest, we also get a lot, and then convert this into revenue to support the development of this country.
More within the oil and gas space, the Africa Center for Energy Policy, ACEP, says the continent must adopt fresh perspectives on the risks of oil dependency and the opportunities presented by the energy transition to ensure inclusive growth and development. Speaking at the opening of the cohort of the Africa Climate Academy in Accra, Dr. Charles Ofori, policy lead on climate change and energy transition at ACEP, underscored the importance of capacity building in crafting homegrown solutions to address climate change.
It's a capacity building session that we have instituted, that's the Africa Center for Energy Policy has instituted, to really cause a rethink of issues around climate action and energy transition in Africa. The usual conversation has always been that, you know, our climate financing and our climate action systems are donor-driven. We always expect someone to come and do something for us. But we believe that with proper planning and a good stakeholder interaction, we believe, and a lot of capacity, we believe that we can really create a solution that are homegrown and really cause a balance in the climate, system. What we are looking to achieve is to ensure that solutions that come, through here balance the environmental, the economics, and then the social aspects of sustainability.
Some participants share their expectations for the workshop.
I hope to learn about climate action and climate change, how it affects Ghana and me as an individual, and how in my small way I can make a difference to Ghana and the world at large. I will start from my small corner, work on myself, tell my friends and my family, and hopefully it will spread to Ghana at large. I would use water wisely, I would turn off taps, I would repurpose my materials at home, and fast fashion is a no-no.
Because we do have limited resources, and some of these indicators or the reasons why, some of these behaviors that have been highlighted to be the reason for climate change, this is our normal way of life. How do we move from how we are living now and move to a better way of being and still be able to live fruitful lives and preserve our climate?
From a resource mobilization perspective, what I'm looking for is to learn about the ways how to mobilize more revenues in order to take forward climate actions.
The Africa Climate Academy is a transformative educational platform designed to equip policymakers, media professionals, civil society leaders, and academia with knowledge on sustainable energy alternatives and the pressing challenges facing the climate today.
More on the sector, the Ministry of Transport says government is working on comprehensive policies and a clear roadmap to support the transition to greener fuel sources within Ghana's aviation sector. Now, speaking on behalf of the Transport Minister, Joseph Bukari Nikwe, Deputy Minister for Food and Agriculture, John Tulow, emphasized the need for coordinated efforts to develop sustainable aviation fuels. He made the remarks at a partnership event between the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and the International Civil Aviation Organization here in Accra. More in this report.
The goal of the partnership between the Ghana Civil Aviation Authority and the International Civil Aviation Organization is to ensure sustainability.
It is worth mentioning that Ghana has a National Energy Transition Plan 2022 to 2070, whilst establishing a comprehensive framework to effectively support the country in fulfilling its complements as outlined in the nationally determined contribution. And here the written nationally determined contribution, NDCs. The plan recognizes the inherent unsustainability of the current energy landscape and the challenges it presents.
ICAO project coordinator Cesar Velat spoke about the importance of the partnership.
Sustainable aviation fuels offers not only an environmental opportunity, but also an economic and social opportunity for Ghana. And that's what we will be evaluating and discussing during these 2 days. And we will also take the opportunity of this workshop to familiarize Ghana national stakeholders, the industry and the government representatives about which are the challenges and opportunities for the promotion of new fuels.
Currently, aviation contributes about 2 to 3% of global greenhouse gas emissions. As part of its international obligations, Ghana is aligned with global climate goals, including carbon offsetting and reduction scheme for international aviation.
Away from the energy sector, the Ghana Mine Workers Union has called for the resourcing of Ghana's capital market to enable the mining sector access to long-term funding. According to the union, a well-resourced capital market would provide the necessary funding for mining projects, thereby reducing the sector's reliance on foreign capital. Abdul Mohamed Bana is the General Secretary of the Ghana Mine Workers Union.
For you to do any proper mining, you need to be able to raise capital. Unfortunately, the cloud of Ghanaians in the industry to be able to raise the needed capital to run large-scale mines like we have in the industry now, I'm not sure we are there yet. And so, you know, there's a lot to do in that regard. It brings to fore our capital market, and for that matter, the Ghana Stock Exchange, and whether or not it has a capacity to be able to raise capital, and for that matter, make capital available to mining businesses, particularly Ghanaians who want to venture into mining or who are already in the mining space. So there are too many things that we need to do right before any amendments in a manner that favors a lot more Ghanaian participation is done.
President John Mahama has called the importance of enhanced trade relations between Ghana and the European Union, describing it as a critical step toward deeper economic cooperation. Speaking at the 2025 Ghana-EU Business Forum in Accra, President Mahama noted that the EU remains one of Ghana's key trading partners, with imports from Ghana totaling approximately $3.25 billion in recent figures. More in this report.
2024, the EU imported approximately $3.25 billion worth of goods from Ghana and exported a total of $3.65 billion worth of goods to Ghana. It is worth mentioning overall that Ghana's total exports in 2024 reached a high of 294.9 billion Ghana cedis, which approximately stands at 20.4 billion US dollars. And Ghana recorded a trade surplus overall of 44.7 billion Ghana cedis. Three commodities accounted for over 82% of our total exports. And these are gold at 163 billion Ghana cedis, mineral fuels and oil at 54.2 billion Ghana cedis, and cocoa and other related products at 28.6 billion Ghana cedis.
The European Union ambassador to Ghana, Echad Razali, highlighted the significance of the Ghana-EU Business Forum in strengthening diplomatic and economic ties between the two partners.
We have organized this forum especially because we have heard you. We have heard you saying Ghana is ready for business again. So these are the gestures. I would like to say that we believe in Ghana, and we have an appetite for Ghana, not only in the field of economy and trade, but on other areas. This is the reason why I think it's fair to remind that, first and foremost, this great partnership is embedded into shared visions when it comes to our shared attachment to a rules-based multilateral order, and this is today more important than ever.
Minister for Trade, Agribusiness and Industry, Elizabeth Ofosu-Ejare, emphasized the positive impact of the collaboration, particularly in enhancing Ghana's pharmaceutical manufacturing capacity and industrial growth.
Ghana is seeking to become a world-class pharmaceutical manufacturing hub within the West Africa region. With enhanced regulatory capabilities, Ghana stands ready to expand its partnership with the EU firms to manufacture vaccines and essential medicines for domestic use and for the international market. Under the EU's Manufacturing and Access to Vaccines, Medicine and Health Technologies Initiative, Ghana's Food and Drugs Authority became the first in West Africa to achieve WHO Maturity Level 3 certification, a key precondition for vaccine production. I'm happy to state that some Ghanaian pharmaceutical companies, such as Atlantic Life Sciences Limited and DEK Vaccines Limited, are already collaborating with EU partners to manufacture global trade vaccines, an array of medicines for the benefit of the country and our export markets.
The Ghana-EU Business Forum serves as a vital platform for dialogue and cooperation, offering the European Union, its member states, and private sector actors from both Europe and Ghana the opportunity to align investment strategies with the priorities of Ghana's new administration.
In more business news, the Chartered Institute of Accountants Ghana, ICAG, has placed its members on high alert over infractions in the implementation of financial management systems in both public and private sector. According to the Institute, this has become critical due to the involvement of accountants and some members in various financial transactions at various organizations as well. Now, President of the Institute, Augustine Addo, made the revelation in an interview with Joy Business during the first graduation and admission ceremony of the Institute here in Accra. More in the following report.
The Institute of Chartered Accountants Ghana, ICAG, has held its first graduation and admission ceremony of the year, inducting new members and associates into the Institute. The event marked the culmination of a rigorous process involving various disciplines and certifications that candidates had to complete successfully as part of its ongoing efforts to promote accountability and transparency within the financial sector. The Institute is actively advocating for the implementation of the recently enacted Financial Management Act across all sectors of the economy. In an interview, President Augustine Addo encouraged accountants to take an active role in identifying and addressing loopholes within organizations to ensure integrity in financial transactions.
There is no financial disbursement or commitment that will not involve an accountant. Either it is an accountant who initiates the financial process, the accountant who would monitor it, the accountant who will pay, or the accountant who will audit. So our exhortation to our members is that once they take out the membership of the accountancy profession, they are going to encounter these fraudulent practices, this financial indiscipline at their workplaces. they should be very much alert. And where they encounter this, they should not compromise. They should sweep them out of their hideouts.
Mr. Addo also revealed that the institute has taken disciplinary action against some members this year for various professional misconducts, reinforcing its commitment to upholding ethical standards.
So far, we've been able to implement some of these sanctions. And just about, I think February this year, we even published a situation where one member was fined, another was sanctioned as not being a member again, and another firm was also sanctioned by means of penalty and some out of service for some period.
This event also marks the 44th graduation ceremony held by the institute since its establishment.
Poor remuneration and non-implementation of audit reports are crumbling the works of internal auditors at various public institutions. According to the Ashanti Regional Chapter of the Internal Auditors Association, some public institutions fail to act on recommendations contained in reports, adversely impacting service delivery. The worrying situation is presenting dire consequences to the performance of public institutions and also causing a significant attrition of auditors. More in this report.
Auditors are mandated by law to assess and evaluate an organization's internal controls, risk management practices, and financial processes to ensure compliance with regulations, identify areas for improvement, and enhance operational efficiency and effectiveness. Some auditors in the public sector are heavily challenged in the discharge of these duties, impacting their effectiveness. Chairperson of the Institute of Internal Audit in the Ashanti region, Edward Ekuokun, describes how auditors are saddled with the challenge of not seeing their works bring about the needed change.
Internal auditors in the Ashanti region have a lot of challenges. A few of them I can say it here. Our challenge mainly with our staffing. When you go to a few big office, you see only one internal auditor in our office. They're doing everything in the organization. I can say that the internal audit is the owner of every institution, because he oversees everything in the organization. And our other challenges is our remunerations. Few of them have required remuneration to see how they can survive in the organization. So in this case, some of them have moved from internal audit to other organizations in the sector, to other finance, procurement, and others. Though they are internal auditors, but moved to other sectors.
A member of the Council of the Institute of Auditors in Ghana, Elizabeth Kwating-Tay, highlighted the impact of the existential challenges on the performance of institutions, but assured of measures to have the auditors work effectively.
So some of the challenges that they were facing was that they don't have the support at the top. So they will write all the audit reports with all the recommendations, but nothing is being done. And even when you discuss with the process owner, they will say that, oh, you write all that you can, or it's not going anywhere. So the challenge, what that means is that the tone at the top is not really supporting the work of the internal audit. And for the work we do, if you don't get the support at the board level, and even senior management level, we can write all the reports we can. It will only gather dust. So the recommendation is that they need to engage the board and even senior managers for them to know the support they need to make their work a bit easier. And this support is even mandated by our new standards. We had a new standard that was rolled out on the 9th of January 2025. And the domain 3 specifically indicates that the audit committee, the head of audit must engage the board and even senior managers on the support they need.
The Internal Audit Month is celebrated in May, raising awareness on the mandates and services of auditors in various institutions. The group is certain with consistent advocacy, their works will be appreciated with necessary measures in place to support their duties. Kolewura Al-Hassan is the director of the audit service at the Kumasi Metropolitan Assembly.
In fact, it's really beneficial to internal auditors because a lot of people didn't know the existence of internal audit. But for now, as we move along, we create the awareness. People are now interested in finding out who are internal auditors, what are they doing, and we explain to them. So it's really beneficial to us as internal auditors. In terms of capacity building, because people must know. So when you create the awareness and people are aware, they know what you are doing, and they can support you in whatever, because most of our institutions didn't even know our existence. Now that they know we are existing, whatever you put to them with regards to the work of internal audit, they are happy and they are ready to support you.
Joy News, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
This is still Prime Business. The Youth and Apprenticeship Program has been officially launched in Takoradi and Takwa in the Western region, with 350 young people expected to receive training in vocational skills across various trades. Out of the total number, 150 youth will be trained in Takwa, while 200 will be undergo apprenticeship in Takoradi. The initiative, spearheaded by the Sinapi Aba Trust, is designed to equip vulnerable youth with employable skills to reduce unemployment and curb social vices. More in this report.
In 2003, the Sinapi Aba Youth Apprenticeship Program has trained more than 6,000 young people nationwide. Currently, about 1,500 apprentices are undergoing training in trades such as dressmaking, hairdressing, catering and carpentry. Speaking at the launch, Programs Manager for International and Partner Relations at Sinapi Aba Trust, Araba Mosna Ansong, said the program is a strategic move to support youth development and reduce risk factors such as teenage pregnancy and armed robbery.
Since inception in 2003, Sinapi Aba has trained over 6,000 youth across Ghana, and they are currently gainfully employed. And they have also, in other ways, also employed other people and also trained other beneficiaries as well. The Youth Apprenticeship Program is a very important program and very geared to Sinapi Aba. We believe it's a great way of taking the youth out of the street and also preventing them from engaging in social vices such as armed robbery, teenage pregnancy, etc.
The launch drew traditional leaders and community stakeholders in the two communities. The national coordinator of the Business Resilience Program, Jerry Blankson, urged the youth to take full advantage of the opportunity. Some beneficiaries who spoke to Joy Business expressed excitement about the opportunity, describing it as a turning point in their lives. They indicated that training would enable them to become self-reliant and support their families.
I want to get more skills about sewing, and I want to be a fashion designer in the future. I used to help people and help myself and my family.
I want to get this future, and I want to be independent in the future.
The Youth Apprenticeship Program forms part of a broader effort to tackle youth unemployment and promote inclusive economic growth. For Joy Business, my name is Emmanuel Bright-Kweku.
Head of Partnerships and Government Relations at the Africa Fintech Summit, Foster Akugri, is calling for stronger government-to-government collaboration to enhance the penetration and adoption of financial technology across countries. Speaking on the sidelines of the AFTS 2025 Roadshow Mixer in Accra, Mr. Akugri emphasized the need for innovative and practical policy frameworks to drive this agenda forward.
The African fintech ecosystem is poised for continued growth in 2025, with innovation, financial inclusion, and digital transformation taking center stage, according to the head of partnerships and government relations at the Africa Fintech Summit, Foster Akugri. The time is right for the development of a strong policy and innovation framework to support this expansion.
The Africa Fintech Summit is a gathering that brings together some of the foremost thinkers in financial services and technology, policymakers, investors. Over the years, we've been able to command almost $600 million in investments into startups through our platforms. We've convened in about 7 countries, Ghana being our 8th, and this is our 14th edition of the Africa Fintech Summit, which we host between Africa and the US in DC during the spring meetings. Today, we are gathered here to officially welcome the Africa Fintech Summit. I am Ghanaian, and I'm very excited to be leading the charge to bring in the summit to Ghana for the first time. For someone to be able to move money from Uganda to Ghana today through mobile money is driven by policy and innovation frameworks. And it takes government-to-government conversation to say, let's open the channel for this to happen. Let's create a protocol for the conversation between our technologies to interact so that we can serve the needs of our customers or of our citizens on a daily basis. That is a practical example of policy innovation.
CEO of the Ghana Investment Promotion Center, Simon Maji, also reiterated the government's commitment to creating a supportive environment for businesses.
And so cross-border payment is essential for us. We're happy to have you with us. I look forward for us to engage as we prepare towards this great event in October. Remember, like they say, if you're not doing business in Ghana, then you are not ready to be profitable.
The event also marked the official unveiling of a strategic partnership between the Africa Fintech Summit and the GIPC. The 2025 edition of the summit is scheduled to take place on October 8, 2025, here in Ghana.
Thank you so much for watching Prime Business. I am Pius Kojo Baka. Razak is next with Prime Sports.